Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to True Sim Productions. I am your host, Winston Deal from the WD Broadcasting Network on Facebook. We are live from the Rockingham Speedway, North Carolina, getting ready for race number 1 of 12 for the Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication Super Series, presented by the All-Star Racing League. We've got a great turnout for race number 1. We'll get the times up on the left side of your screen. See if we can't get a view of some of these drivers on track making their qualifying runs right now. Brandon Elvis on track in the number 54 machine. Elvis, top of the board with a 23.63 in lap number 2. We'll see if anybody else has anything for the 54. He was the fastest in practice. As we still have 4 cars left to qualify. One of those is Justin Coleman in the 14 machine. As he makes his way into turns 1 and 2. Rockingham is a tough track in these super late models. You see him wiggle out of the corner right there. Very bumpy track surface here. Especially right here in 3 and 4. You can see the car bouncing up and down. As what will Justin Coleman have as he brings it across the line? Lap number 1, 13th quick at 24.26. As he gets loose out of 1 and 2 once again. Manages to keep it off the wall though. Through turns 3 and 4, a little bobble there. Able to keep it down low. Drives it below the apron to the stripe. Lap number 2 for Justin Coleman. A little bit quicker. Going to pick up 1 position, but still in the 12th spot. Christopher Smith made his qualifying effort. He is in the 2nd spot with a 23.66. Barely sneaking ahead of Brandon Mettler, who also had a 23.66. About a minute left in the qualifying session. We'll see if we can get a word from our fast qualifier right now, Brandon Elvis. We'll see if he is in voice chat anywhere. As we got about 8 seconds left here in the qualifying session before we send them green flag racing for 85 laps here at the Rockingham Speedway. It's going to be a fun race with a lot of close racing. It's going to be hard to keep these cars off of one another. Make sure we got everything set up behind the scenes, and I think we do. So as we look at our results from qualifying / our grid here tonight, Brandon Elvis going to be on the pole for race number 1 here at Rockingham. Chris Smith going to be lining up next to him in the 80 machine in the 2nd spot. Brandon Mettler going to be rolling off 3rd in the 15. Brian Gravel in the 05 going to be rolling off on the outside of row number 2. Roland Collette in the 82, going to be rolling off 5th, next to Zach Murphy in the 29. Kyle Odanik in the 21, going to be rolling off in the 7th spot, with Caleb Thompson in the 04 to his outside. In the 9th position, it's going to be the 36 machine of Dalton Creech, rolling off next to Adam Fulford in the 71. Justin Elvis starting in the 11th position in the 44 machine, going to roll off next to his teammate, Justin Coleman, in the 14. Back behind them, rounding out our field, Jeffrey Miller in the 13th spot in the 79 machine, next to Philip Griffith in the 12. Then it's Kevin Prettyman in the 15th spot. And rounding out the field is Daniel Sweat in the 07. So 16 cars scheduled to start the A main as they fire their engines. And we are nearly set and ready to go. Gonna have one formation lap here, and we will be sending them green flag racing. So Brandon Elvis is your pole sitter here tonight. He's going to be electing to take the top side of the racetrack going into turns 1 and 2. We'll see how that plays out. He's going to be able to pinch the 80 of Chris Smith down, but will he be able to have the advantage of going into the corner? Be able to pinch Smith down. We'll see as the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. And we are getting ready to make our way through turns 3 and 4. Lights are off. Pace car is off through the Coleman Designs restart zone. And we are racing at Rockingham. Turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Brandon Elvis gonna lead from the pole. Down the back straightaway for a second time here. Everybody's starting to get spread out. There's a battle for the 3rd spot right now. Zach Murphy, Chris Smith going at it. Murphy gonna get the better of Smith on the outside. Everybody running all over the racetrack here at Rockingham. As you watch them down into turns 1 and 2. Everybody's starting to get strung out slowly. But Brian Gravel, who started in the 4th spot, already up 2 positions out of the second spot. He just set the fastest lap of the race so far, and he's closing in on the back bumper of Brandon Elvis, your race leader. So we are 3 laps in here at the Rockingham Speedway. Clean and green so far. Battle out back. Dalton Creech trying to go underneath Kyle Odanik in the 21. Looks like the 21 going to give way for now. On the top side, move Dalton Creech to the 8th spot in the 36. As look up front, Zach Murphy using the draft, catching up to the 05 of Brian Gravel. He's right there on the back bumper in the 3rd spot. This is going to be a game of patience here at the Rockingham Speedway. There's a 3-car breakaway. Murphy looking underneath. Gravel going to think better of it. Tuck back in line. Your first 5 laps going to go to Brandon Elvis. In the 54, Brian Gravel gets tagged. Good save. What a save there by Brian Gravel. Held on to it there, and he's going to still hang on to the 2nd spot. Elvis is going to get away to about a 2.5 seconds. But Gravel hangs on to it right there and is able to keep the 2nd spot. There was a little bit of contact in the middle of turns 1 and 2. I think that just kind of upset the car. But Luckily, Murphy checked up and Gravel was able to go down to the apron and hang on to that car. But Elvis definitely able to get away for now. We'll see what he's able to do out front in the 54 machine. He picked the outside lane. At first, I kind of questioned it because you're going to take the long way around the front stretch, and the front stretch is curved, and it's just a weird angle going into the corner. But he made it work, and he definitely got a jump in that little moment there in turns 1 and 2. Definitely helped him out. We are approaching 10 laps in to this 84 lap event. I don't know if that number was intentional or a typo. The schedule said 85 laps, but my timing says 84, so we'll see which one stands. But Brandon, Elvis, still your race leader. They're kind of closing in on him. We'll look at the last lap right there. A little bit quicker. That 3-car tandem right there. Brian Gravel, Zach Murphy, Brandon Mettler. All those guys in line are able to work together and slowly catch up to Brandon Elvis in the 54. We'll see what the difference is right here. Last time it was about 0.2 a lap. About 1/10 right there. Elvis kind of picked it up a little bit. Might be playing it conservative here early on. So as we work lap number 11, coming to lap number 12, we're going to go away, or I'm going to step away for one moment for a WD Broadcasting Network Crank It Up here on True Sim Productions. We are back here on True Sim Productions. Little cutaway moment there to some onboard footage. You saw those guys really having to work the wheel in the center of the corner. Not an easy task here at the Rockingham Speedway. These cars are very aggressive through the corners, and the slightest little bit of throttle at the wrong time can really send you in the wrong direction. As we look at the gap to second, Brian Gravel has closed that into about a half a second from where we saw it grow to about 1.3 when he got loose in the center of the corner in 1 and 2. So he's really closed that gap up in the short span of time that we've been under green. He's kind of opening up a gap to the 29 of Zach Murphy as well. Originally at the start of this run, we saw everybody kind of bumper to bumper, really tight together. Ooh, crash down the back straightaway. Kyle O'Danick in the 21 into the outside wall. Think he's going to keep it going. There was another car involved as well. I believe Philip Griffith in the 12. He's got some right front damage, but he continues on. I believe everybody's going to keep going as the caution flag flies. Zach Murphy with a problem. Didn't quite catch what happened there. We'll try and see if we can get a better angle. But Zach Murphy was slow and out of line, so we can take a look back and see what exactly happened. Oh, he got in the wall and turned around on the back straightaway. Doesn't seem to have too much damage. Maybe the right rear a little bit pinched in. But he looks to be smooth sailing. Just going to lose a little bit of track position. He's currently scored in the 7th spot, but as we speak, pit stops underway. Chris Smith, Caleb Thompson, Zach Murphy down pit road, Justin Coleman in the 14, Kyle Odanik, and Philip Griffith, who we saw involved in that accident, or in that little scuffle out of turns 1 and 2. They're both coming down pit road, likely to fix damage. We'll see if anybody gambles and tries to take the harder route. Looks like Chris Smith just going to get fuel in the 80. Caleb Thompson in the 04 pulling out of the pits as well. Not sure if anyone got tires back behind, but Chris Smith is the first of the drivers out of the pits. Brandon Elvis leading the field behind your iRacing.com pace car. Brian Gravel in the 2nd spot in the 05. Big save there on the outside lane. Brought it all the way back down to the apron, but he's still sitting in the 2nd spot. 2 laps until the green flag. Everybody starting to slowly get doubled up, but I'm going to take a quick step away, go grab another drink of water, and we'll be right back here on True Sim Productions. I'm your host, Winston Deal. Alrighty, folks, we are back here on True Sim Productions. The field is doubled up behind the iRacing.com pace car. The lights are off. We are down the back straightaway, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing after the first caution flag of the season. So we'll see what we have in store. The field works their way through turns 3 and 4. They're going to be approaching the Coleman Design restart zone. As the pace car drops to the inside lane, we are back green flag racing here at Rockingham. Elvis once again getting a good jump in the 54 machine. He's able to get a good lead down the back straightaway. Everybody scrambling for position out back. As Elvis going to lead back to the stripe once again. Gravel right there on the back bumper. A big 4-car breakaway right there. Everybody getting spread out big time on this run right here. 4 cars up front. Brandon Elvis, Brian Gravel, Dalton Creech, and Brandon Metler. The top 4 cars all kind of breaking away. Adam Fulford in the 71 machine. He's sitting in the 5th spot right now. Elvis still your race leader. 25 laps in at the line. Look at the field. Into turns 1 and 2. Everybody still on the lead lap. Scotty Stevens in the 2 machine has joined the field, but got in late and only has made 7 laps, so quite a ways back is the 2 machine. Elvis still your race leader. Gravel in the 2nd spot. Running similar lap times, just not making the move quite yet. Chris Smith in the 80 machine. Remember, he came in and got, I believe, fuel only in the 80. That last caution flag. So we'll see how that serves him here. Currently in the 6th spot. Trying to track down Adam Fulford in the 71. Ooh, crashed down the back straightaway. Justin Coleman and Jeffrey Miller involved. I believe it was a similar kind of deal as Miller sits back in turns 3 and 4. But I believe it was a similar kind of deal to what we saw with Zach Murphy. So we take another look out of turns 1 and 2. Yeah, off the wall, the 79 and Miller just kind of gets a little bit sideways, and Coleman was coming up the track a little bit, and they just make contact. And Coleman was enough around that iRacing declared the yellow flag was necessary. So caution is out for the 2nd time here this evening. Coleman going to bring the 14 down pit road to get some of that damage repaired. Brandon Elvis, your race leader, coming down pit road as well. He's going to bring Dalton Creech in the 36 with him. We'll see what these 2 guys do on pit road. Creech going to be the first to hit his box. Brandon Elvis in front of him. We're going to see tires on the 54. Right side's going up on the 54 of Brandon Elvis. Dalton Creech going to have left sides going up, so he's going to take 4. Brandon Elvis only going to take 2 tires, so 2 tires for Elvis, 4 tires for Dalton Creech in the 36. We'll see what they can do. So your race leader now going to be Brian Gravel. Brandon Mettler in the 2nd spot in the 15. Adam Fulford in the 71 machine going to be sitting in the 3rd position. Chris Smith in the 80. He was 6th. He's now going to be 4th after your top 2 pitted. Kyle Odanik, 5th in the 21. Caleb Thompson, 6th in the 04. Roland Collette in the 82, sitting in the 7th spot right now. Zach Murphy, 8th, after that early spin. Philip Griffith, 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is the 54 of Brandon Elvis. He's got some new Hoosier tires on the right side of that machine. Across the stripe right there. The leader electing to choose the top side once again. That must be the preferred lane going into turns 1 and 2 here this evening. But Brian Gravel going to be up top in the 05. Lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. About 10 laps shy of halfway. We will see what Brandon Elvis and Dalton Creech can do after coming down pit road. As the field makes their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace car going to drop off down pit road. The field is going to hit the Coleman Design restart zone. And they are on the gas, and we are back racing. Brian Gravel with a big jump in the 0-5 down into turns 1 and 2. Big jump there for the 0-5 machine. Chris Smith had a big run right there, but Mettler going to hold him off for now. Here comes Adam Fulford in the 71, trying to take back the 3rd spot. He's going to do it. Back behind, Zach Murphy, Caleb Thompson. That's a battle for the 6th spot. Murphy down low, trying to continue his recovery from earlier on. Ooh, contact there. Ooh, the caution flag is out. Philip Griffith in the 12 machine has gone around. There's big time damage right there. Ooh, just got into the corner way too hot, and then also involved Scotty Stevens in the 2. But just, yeah, too much corner entry speed and kind of came off the wall at an awkward angle. But that's going to be our 3rd caution here on lap 34. And now your race leader, Brian Gravel, going to bring it down pit road in the 0-5. Adam Fulford as well. Philip Griffith, big time damage on the right front of that race car. And we'll see what kind of strategy Brian Gravel will play in the 0-5. Looks like the right side's going to go up. You have enough time to take 4 tires. I think if you're losing track position anyways, you might as well take all 4 tires. Yep, and that's what he's going to do. I think that's kind of the same boat Dalton Creech was in the 36. He scored in the he scored in the 8th spot right now. Creech started in the 9th spot, so he's up 1 position from the green flag. But still got some room to go. Brandon Mettler, currently your race leader, started in the 3rd position. He has not made a pit stop yet. The only driver in the field to not come down pit road. So Mettler trying to stretch this first run as long as he can. Chris Smith was the first driver to come down pit road in the 80. He's back up to the 2nd spot. So he's got track position once Brandon Mettler makes his pit stop, assuming he does. But a lot still left to unfold under caution for a 3rd time. I believe the field is going to see the white flag, and we are going to be doubling them up this time around. I just looked at the chat for the first time. I apologize if I miss anyone's questions, but I believe these guys get 1 set of tires in the pits. So once they come down and use that set, they don't have another one. They can go get down and get fuel and get the damage repaired, but only one set of tires in the pits to their dispose. But the lights are off once again on the iRacing.com pace car. Brandon Mettler, Chris Smith bringing the field through turns 3 and 4. It's been a fun race up front, but nobody's been able to go up and pass the race leader. We'll see if Chris Smith can do that if Brandon Mettler gets away. As the field works their way through turns 3 and 4, once again through the Coleman Design restart zone. On the gas, Brandon Mettler, Chris Smith bringing us back to the green. Another big jump by the race leader into turns 1 and 2. As Mettler gets a good jump down the backstretch. Smith going to have to hold off Thompson. Kyle Odanik taking it underneath Brandon Elvis for the 4th spot. Ooh, nearly contact there. Odanik up the track a little bit. Elvis back down. Tight racing here at Rockingham. 40 laps in at the stripe. As Odanik up the track on the bumper of Elvis right there. Elvis cutting it back down nearly into Zach Murphy as well. These guys are really racing hard here at Rockingham. Now Murphy going to try. Oh, trouble down the back straightaway. Brandon Elvis got loose off the wall. Don't know what exactly happened there, but he got loose off the wall and is going to lose a couple positions back to the 7th spot. As Brian Gravel trying to work his way back up through the field. Moves around Justin Coleman for the 8th spot. But Brandon Mettler, currently your race leader, has a good lead over Chris Smith right now. About 10 car lengths the difference there through turns 1 and 2. Look down the back straightaway at how spread out your field has gotten. As your USA Firearms halfway leader is going to be Brandon Mettler in the 15. Not made his way to pit road yet. I assume everybody came down that early just because of fuel issues or fuel reasons. As, oh, Justin Elvis, big time damage in the 44. No caution was thrown, but huge damage to the 44 machine. But the green flag stays out. We'll try and take a look back at it. As down the back straightaway, Dalton Creech underneath Zach Murphy. Brian Gravel got around Brandon Elvis for the 7th spot. He's trying to get around Zach Murphy for the 6th spot. Looks like he's going to at the start-finish line. Gravel is a man on a mission right now, trying to work his way back up to the front. Oh, Elvis into the wall once again. He spins down the backstretch. Huge contact there. Coleman and Fulford slam into him as he was sliding down the racetrack. And we are under caution for the 4th time here tonight. Not quite sure if there was contact there or not, but we're going to take another look regardless. Under caution for the 4th time here on lap 46. No, it looked like just went up the racetrack a little bit and grabbed the wall. And you saw Coleman and Fulford slam into him right there as well. Try and get another look from up top. Or rather, the drone. Yeah, you see him just go up the racetrack. Brian Gravel in the 05 also kind of went up into the wall a little bit, and it looked like the 54 of Elvis just followed him in. Not what you wanted to see for your pole sitter. Doesn't look to have too much damage, but the wheel definitely could be shifted to the left or right a little bit. Left side tires going on the 54 machine now. They do get a fast repair here in the Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication Super Series, so they're going to get a quick fix down pit road. Brandon Mettler comes down pit road in the 15, your race leader. That's going to hand it over to Chris Smith in the 80 machine, and that's just what he wanted. Coming down pit road first earlier on. That's going to give him the advantage here for the remainder of the race. But under this caution flag, I'm going to take a quick step away here on True Sim Productions. I am your host, Winston Deal. And we will be right back at the drop of the green. We are back here on True Sim Productions. 50 laps in and 34 to go at Rockingham. The field is behind the iRacing.com pace car once again, getting ready to send them back green. Everybody has made their pit stop. Their bed has been made. We'll see what they can do. Chris Smith, Kyle O'Danick going to be your front two coming to the green. Dalton Creech in the 36. He's on 4 tires. Caleb Thompson in the 04. Brian Gravel, Zach Murphy, that's your top 6. And through the Coleman Design restart zone, once again, Chris Smith going to get on the gas. A couple guys shot a couple directions right there, but we are green into turns 1 and 2. Smith did not get the best of jumps there in the 80 machine. He's going to bring him down the back straightaway. Good jump there. As there is a hornet's nest for the 4th spot. Thompson loose on the bottom right there, kind of came up the track. Murphy had to swerve up there as well. Brian Gravel in the 05 back up into the top 5. He moves around Zach Murphy. As Brian Gravel makes a bold move to the bottom side of the racetrack for the 4th spot up front. Kyle O'Danick to the bottom side for the race lead underneath Chris Smith. O'Danick, new race leader on lap 53. Chris Smith trying to hang on in the 80 machine up top. Loose back behind Caleb Thompson. He's battling with Zach Murphy right now for the 5th spot. As Chris Smith gets shuffled back to 3rd. Dalton Creech trying to make a bid for the race lead now. Crazy action here at the Rockingham Speedway. Brian Gravel moves underneath Chris Smith. He's going to try and take the 3rd spot. Murphy to the wall. Murphy into the wall down the back straightaway. Roland Collette involved as well. And we are under caution once again. It was getting intense there in the top 5. We'll take a look at what happened that last time around. But You saw Zach Murphy in the 29 up into the outside wall, and you knew it was not going to be good for anyone coming back behind. Yeah, just the same thing we saw Brandon Elvis do. And Brandon Elvis luckily avoided major contact right there that time. I don't think he's got too much damage, if any. But a huge change right there of events. Kyle Ledanic going to come down pit road in the 21. From the lead, he is bringing her down pit road. May have not taken tires that first time. Elected to just take fuel and save the tires for later in the run. We'll see what the 21 does, as well as the 80 machine of Chris Smith. Looks like right side's going up on O'Danick. Thompson as well. Smith going to be taking right side tires. We'll see if they take 4, just 2 for O'Danick in the 21. 4 tires for Chris Smith, 4 tires for Caleb Thompson. Tires for Zach Murphy in the 29 as well. But that's going to hand the lead over to Dalton Creech in the 36 machine. Picking up the lead for the first time here tonight. He started in the 9th spot. He's now your race leader. So we are 57 laps into this one. Dalton Creech, Brian Gravel, Brandon Mettler, Justin Coleman, Brandon Elvis, your top 5. So we are past halfway in this one. Approaching the end of this one rather quickly. Laps starting to tick away at the Rockingham Speedway. 57 laps in, 27 laps to go. As the field crossing the start-finish line here, I believe we're going to double them up and go green flag racing next time around. And the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. Dalton Creech, Brian Gravel going to be bringing us back to the green flag. Dalton Creech going to be taking the bottom side, though. I think that's the first time tonight that we've seen the race leader take the bottom on a restart. But we'll see what they have down into turns 1 and 2. Last time we saw everybody kind of shoot to the right on acceleration. We'll see if everybody's got the grip this time. They make their way through turns 3 and 4. Dalton Creech, Brian Gravel, Brandon Mettler, Justin Coleman, your top 4. We'll see what they got going into 1 and 2. Pace car going to make the hard left turn down pit road. And we're going to go through the Coleman Design restart zone once again. Creech on the gas, nice and early, good jump there. Gravel going to be left in the dust. Coleman in the wall into turns 1 and 2, though. But, oh, Gravel shoots right underneath the bottom side. Creech kind of went up the track a little bit there. Creech into the wall down the back straightaway. He's going to lose the 2nd spot as well. But out of turns 3 and 4, Brian Gravel, your race leader once again. Ooh, somebody's in trouble off of turns 1 and 2, or sorry, 3 and 4 right there. It was Scotty Stevens in the 2 machine. But up front, your race leader, Brian Gravel, out front with 25, coming to 24 laps to go. 0.3 of a second separates him and Brandon Mettler. He's got Dalton Creech, Brandon Elvis, and Justin Coleman behind him as well. Coleman underneath. Brandon Elvis for the 4th spot. Teammates battling here late in the going. Ooh, nearly contact there. Coleman had to come down the racetrack to not get into the 54 of Brandon Elvis. Chris Smith in the 80 machine just set the fastest lap of the race in the 7th spot. Remember, he just came down and got 4 fresh Hoosier tires. We'll see if he can do anything with them here. Ooh, Dalton Creech, big time save down the back straightaway. 3 wide into turns 3 and 4 as well. Man, these cars are getting tougher and tougher to drive the more and more laps these guys have on their tires. 22 to go at the stripe. Can they hang on? As up front, we've got a battle for the race lead. Brian Gravel almost losing it out of turns 1 and 2 that time. Brandon Mettler to the race lead in turns 3 and 4. Gravel going to try and cross over on the bottom, not going to have the run. Meanwhile, back behind, Kyle Odanik underneath Brandon Elvis for the 3rd spot. Nearly contact up the racetrack a little bit. They are leaning on each other here at the Rockingham Speedway. Everybody's loose out of turns 1 and 2, it seems. As we work back around up front, 20 laps to go for race leader Brandon Mettler. He's got Brian Gravel breathing down his neck, about a second ahead of the battle for 3rd. Kyle Odanik, Brandon Elvis. Elvis trying to put the crossover move on the 21 machine. As they head out of turns 3 and 4 once again. Mettler's still able to hang on to the race lead, but Gravel is right there, ready to pounce if he can get a run built up. As they work down the back straightaway, somebody big time loose. Justin Coleman out of turns 1 and 2 that time. He's sitting in the 6th spot right now, just trying to hang on to that race car. 18 laps to go for race leader Brandon Mettler. Things are starting to settle down here at Rockingham. Caleb Thompson starting to work the back bumper of Justin Coleman in the 14. Ooh, Coleman loose out of 1 and 2 once again. It's going to allow Thompson to pull up alongside nearly into 3 and 4. Meanwhile, up in front of him, Chris Smith underneath Brandon Elvis. Going to try and make the move here into turns 1 and 2. Elvis going to hold the 80 machine tight on the bottom, not able to make it happen. Smith going to have to try again, get a better run off of turns 3 and 4. It's going to be hard passing into 1 and 2, though. He's back behind Caleb Thompson, able to get a nose ahead of Justin Coleman for the 6th spot. Who contact there? Murphy into the back bumper of Coleman up the racetrack. The 14 goes. And Zach Murphy's going to move up into the 7th spot. Up in front of them, Chris Smith all over the back bumper of Brandon Elvis for the 4th spot. Smith trying to do something with those 4 fresh tires, but the laps are running out. Coleman into the wall back behind. Losing a couple positions there. Or sorry, the 8th spot to Dalton Creech. But back up front, Brandon Mettler, your race leader, 13 laps to go. Ooh, Brian Gravel in the wall behind him. Big time save. Brandon Elvis right there involved as well. And Elvis and Gravel both crash into the turn 3 wall. Big time moment there out of turns 1 and 2. Turned very bad for Brandon Elvis and Brian Gravel. We'll take a look at what happened. We all saw the 05 machine out of the corner get a little bit sideways. Right there, he gets up into the wall. Odanik gets collected in the 21 as well, but just trying to chase it down the track, and it's just so hard to control that car when it's on a complete slide in the rear end. And you just hate to see that for the car that was running in the second spot. Elvis was running in the fourth spot. Elvis going to bring it down pit road. Brian Gravel going to bring it down pit road as well. Two competitors inside the top 5 crash late here at the Rockingham Speedway. So we are under caution for a 6th time with 11 laps to go. We're going to take one final step away before we close things off here at Rockingham. 11 laps to go. Going to be sending them back green inside of 10 laps to go. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back. I'm your host on True Sim Productions, Winston Deal. Alrighty, folks, we are back here on True Sim Productions. Inside of 10 laps to go, 9 to go at the stripe right there for your race leader, Brandon Mettler. But he's going to have to hold off a hard-charging field behind him. Going to be sending him back green next time around with 8 laps to go. Great race so far at the Rockingham Speedway. We've seen great battles up front. A lot of slicing and dicing going on. As they make their way down the back straightaway, a couple wounded race cars out back. 11 cars on the lead lap. Mettler, Odanik, Smith, Thompson, your top 4. Odanik was making a hard charge there at the end of that run. We'll see what he can do down the front straightaway and into turns 1 and 2. Once again through the Coleman Design restart zone. And we are back racing. Mettler's on the gas. We're going into turns 1 and 2. Green flag. Good start there for Brandon Mettler in the 15. Odanik way up the racetrack. Lost 2 spots there in turns 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, Zach Murphy trying to take it 3 wide through the middle. Dalton Creech there as well. Odanik, problems for the 21. He must be down on power or something. Definitely some kind of issue for the 21 machine late, but did not get up and going on that restart. He's going to lose all the ground he made up there. But Dalton Creech working underneath Zach Murphy for the 4th spot right now. We'll see if he can get the job done. 6 laps to go. Mettler's got a good race lead right now in the 15, but does Chris Smith have something to say about it? He's working underneath Caleb Thompson right now in the 2nd spot. Thompson in the 0-4, holding strong on the top. Smith trying to track down your race leader. Brandon Mettler, 5 laps to go for the 15. Still side by side for the 2nd spot. Dalton Creech able to get around Murphy for 3rd. Is up front. Chris Smith getting around Caleb Thompson for the 2nd spot. We'll see if he's got anything for your race leader and if he can track him down here. 4 laps to go for Brandon Mettler. He works down the back straightaway. He's got smooth sailing from here. Clean track ahead of him. He's just got to keep Chris Smith at bay behind. As the caution flag flies, Brian Gravel, trouble in the 0-5. And we're going to re-rack him and restack him one more time. As we'll see what happened out of turns 1 and 2. Once again, up the racetrack and into the wall. Just contact right there. O'Danick involved as well. He shoots back up the racetrack. Gravel bringing it back down pit road, saying that's enough for me. We'll get one more view from up top. See if we can't see what exactly happened. Yeah, just contact from the 2 of Scotty Stevens, and O'Danick gets shot right back up the track. Not too much damage, but he's already got a lot of damage on the 21. But that's going to give us a whole new race here with 3 laps to go. We're going to have a green-white checkered finish. Mettler, your race leader, did not want to see that caution flag at all. As I believe we are going to get the 1 to go signal here at the line. Maybe next time around. But regardless, going to be a crazy restart here. Sending them back with 2 laps to go. Will it be Chris Smith in the 80 machine who's made a hard charge late in this race, or will it be Brandon Mettler who stretched the fuel strategy that first run and had fresh tires and just stayed out of trouble? Or will it be Caleb Thompson in the 0-4 who's sat quiet most of this race? He's found himself in the 3rd place spot right here. What about Dalton Creech in the 36? He was leading earlier on before he came down pit road. So we've got 2 laps to go. The field is behind the iRacing.com pace car. The lights are off. We're going to be going back green flag racing next time by 2 to go. 2 laps going to settle this one here at the Rockingham Speedway. Brandon Mettler, Chris Smith are going to bring us to the green. We've got 10 cars on the lead lap. And Chris Smith Brandon Mettler leading us down the back straightaway behind the iRacing.com pace car. We're going to have 2 laps, 2 miles, 8 corners of racing to the finish. Brandon Mettler going to try everything he can to hold off Chris Smith, who's got a little bit fresher tires in the 80. But we'll see what they can do. Through the Coleman Design restart zone one more time. Green flag is out. 2 laps to go at Rockingham. A good start there by Chris Smith in the 80 machine. He's going to be side by side with Brandon Mettler through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Drag race into turns 3 and 4. Mettler and Smith door to door, leaning on each other. Close quarter battling right here. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go here at the Rockingham Speedway. Chris Smith, Brandon Mettler trying to win the first race of the season. Both of them even through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Drag racing. Creech and Murphy wreck behind, but the battle is for the lead. Smith and Mettler through turns 3 and 4 one more time. Mettler on the top side, going to try and get the run. Who is it going to be at the line? It's going to be Mettler. Brandon Mettler going to hold on the top side of the racetrack. 35/100ths of a second, the difference right there. A photo finish at the line. Caleb Thompson in the 04 finishing 3rd. Justin Coleman 4th. But what a finish of a great race here at the Rockingham Speedway. Brandon Mettler going to bring it down the front straightaway here after a great second half of the race. Did everything he needed to right there, and he's going to burn him down like he should. Race winner, Brandon Mettler, here at Rockingham. We're going to take a quick step away. We'll come back with an interview from our top 3 competitors before we wrap things up here at Rockingham. So for a final time, quick step away. I'm your host on True Sim Productions, Winston Deal. Alrighty, folks, we are back one more time here on True Sim Productions. I am your host, Winston Deal. back, and we are going to grab a word from our top 3 finishers. If we can grab them out of their respective Discord channels, we'll see if we can grab a word first from our 3rd place finisher, Caleb Thompson in the 0-4. Caleb, you got a copy up in the booth.
Talking to me?
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
It's pretty good. That was a great race. You managed to finish in the 3rd spot. Tell me how it went from your perspective.
Yeah, it was a crazy race. I'm all sweaty over here. Yeah, we our strategy was to take tires later, but with all those cautions stacking up, we ended up having about the same tires as the people on halfway. So I was hoping to get a little bit better tires there at the end, but I used them up trying to pass Justin Coleman there. And then second to last restart, Smith got me on the inside. The inside was key to have in 3 and 4, especially for me. My car was only working there. I could not get it to work on the outside, but we avoided disaster to finish 3rd.
I think you put it best right there at the end. You avoided disaster to finish 3rd. It got pretty hectic there at the end, especially in the top 5. A couple incidents really late right there, right inside the top 5, but you were able to pilot your way around.
I don't know what happened there, but I got into the corner maybe a little slower than Creech thought I was going to get there, and I think he just barely tapped my left rear and looked like I washed him up the track a little bit. And all I saw in my rear view was cars going everywhere. But I was trying to slow down the corner on the apex there and gas it off so I could try to make one last run at Mettler and Smith.
Yeah, it was a good battle up within the top 3, pretty much the whole race. But nonetheless, 3rd place finish for you in the season openers. Is there anybody that you have to thank that helped get you on the podium here this evening?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Zach and Kyle down there. They're always fun to hang out with and coach us along. And Brandon for setting this season up with Crooked Line. No longer. We have a home now, so it's fun to race. Fun to race with the same guys every week.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you on a good run here in the season opener. We'll hopefully see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully catch you later.
Alrighty. That was Caleb Thompson, driver of the number 04 machine, your 3rd place finisher here tonight. Now to grab a word from 2nd place finisher Chris Smith, coming oh so close here at Rockingham. We'll see if he is in voice chat. I saw him earlier. I don't know if he's in there now, but I do know that your race winner, Brandon Mettler, is in voice chat. We'll grab him and bring him up here. Brandon Mettler, race winner, you got a copy?
I got you.
Alrighty, well, you waited a little bit longer than everybody else to come down pit road and grab a set of tires, but it ended up working out in your favor, and you were able to pilot your way through the messes that were happening on the racetrack. But nonetheless, winner here at Rockingham. How's it feel?
Feels awesome. This is obviously a super competitive group of guys, and Rockingham is a track that's historically treated me pretty well in these leagues and short track leagues and stuff. And when I saw this on the schedule for week 1, I knew it was going to be a good one for me, and hopefully we continue and get some success on some different tracks later weeks. But yeah, good group of guys. Shout out to Chris for running really clean there. Awesome battles at checkers, and wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun one there. Photo finish at the line between you guys. You were able to work that top side, and you were able to work the top most of the race. But before we wrap things up, is there anybody that you have to thank that helped to get you the victory here this evening?
Yeah, for sure. Got to thank Five Kings Motorsports and all my teammates. We're not running as often together as we used to, but still a great group of guys. Scotty had some starter issues in the car getting in here, so he wasn't able to make it out in time and was obviously behind the 8-ball before we started. But shout out to him for coming out. Tanner and Jason Day and all the Five Kings Motorsports guys over there. Got to thank all of our team sponsors, EPI, the Book Kicker, Savage Edge Apparel, USAFirearms.com. Obviously for you for giving us a broadcast and True Sim Productions in general. I gotta give a shout out to Bam Racing Videos YouTube and Facebook for being on the car and the support and the real life stuff, and obviously for Brandon Elvis and Justin Coleman and all the guys that put this league on. After Crooked took a break, they stepped up, put something on, and it's been a really good turnout so far. So shout out to them.
Alrighty, well, a lot of guys helping you out. Congratulations to you on the winner, or being the winner of an exciting race number 1 of the season here at Rockingham.
Appreciate you. Hope to see you next week.
Yep. Alrighty, folks, that was your race winner, Brandon Metler, and a great race here at Rockingham in race number 1. So we'll look away at our schedule really quick if we could. So you guys can see where we will be in the future weeks. And for those of you that did not know, there's 2 late model series for the All-Star Racing League this season. A couple of the guys mentioned the Crooked Line Racing League kind of shut down, and ASRL took them under their wing. And now we have 2 late model series on True Sim Productions, covered by the WD Broadcasting Network, Mondays and Tuesdays. This is the schedule for both leagues, or both series. So Monday nights, like tonight, we saw the Super Late Model Division. And then Tuesday nights, we will have the Late Model Stock Division on True Sim Productions. So that'll be tomorrow night at Rockingham. Next week, we'll be at the New Smyrna Speedway with 5 flags after that. So a couple really fun races coming up to follow the pretty cool season opener race we had here at Rockingham tonight. But with that being said, I think that is going to do it here tonight. Thank everybody for watching. I think we had a pretty good turnout in the chat below. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night here on True Sim Productions, and Wednesday night on the WD Broadcasting Network on Facebook for my Leave the Pack iRacing League Street Stock Showdown, race number 2 at the Bull Ring. Going to be an exciting one as well. But nonetheless, everybody have a good rest of your evening, and we look forward to seeing you guys the next time. I am your host from the WD Broadcasting Network on Facebook, Winston Deal, signing off.